Hello guys, this is Clint Locklear from Wolfer Nation. I've got a time-sensitive thing that I'm bringing to you. Now tonight's Wednesday, so tonight I'm going to put up Friday's Trapping Radio Show, which is one you really want to listen to for a couple of different reasons. One is, it's a time-sensitive thing. We need you, as a trapper, even if you're never going to trap wolves, do this for yourself. We've finally got a president with some cojones that's listening to people that understand wildlife management, which is Donald Trump. And he is looking at doing an executive order to delist wolves in states where they're causing problems, so the actual people of that state can manage the wolves the way that they need to be managed. And the way that this works politically is he needs people like you and me and Travis and other trappers to go, see, we had all these people saying we should do this, because all the antis are going to be out there saying we shouldn't do this, and he needs to have our backing. So if you want the president to do something for trapping, President Trump right now is willing to do something for trapping, you've got to take 3 minutes of your time to do what I'm getting ready to show you to do, because it's that simple. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to biggameforever.org. When you come to the first page, there's going to be a thing that says, would you like to, I don't remember exactly what it says. There's only one thing you can do on that. You click it. You're going to come to this page right here. Let me get a close-up of this, Travis. So this is what it looks like, and it's showing the logo so they see at the top right there. There they go. This is the page. So what this is, they set this up real slick. These are who's getting it. President Donald Trump, your senator, your representative, Secretary of Interior. This is the message right here. You can put in your own stuff right here of why you think it's important. You'll add your name, city, and all that. Then you come this other side. You're going to have a title, your name, email address, city, state, providence, and then you come down and you hit send. That's how easy they've made this for you. Okay. Why is this important? The antis are some slimy slick bastards, let me tell you this. They figured out a way that if they can say something's endangered, like the lynx in Maine, even though there's thick as coons right across the border in Canada, they find some biologists to say that they're endangered, and they go, we can't have them taken. Now see, here's the interesting thing about the wording of all this, which you will learn about tonight on Trapping Radio. Taken means they're disturbed. That doesn't mean they're killed, they're moved, they're trapped, they're shot. That's not what that means. If you make a lynx move 1 foot, according to the way they look at it, you've taken that animal. And it's just lawyer play, it's word play, and they're going to courts and they're causing all the havoc that they're seeing in these different places. So they figured out a way with this take, which is not a real take, and using endangered species to go to court after court after court. Now see, Trump's already done one really cool thing, is he's making them pay for their own lawsuits now, and they really slowed down. So that's kind of cool. That's what happens when you actually have a man in president, by the way, because he sees through all of the BS. But they're using this. So they're using the Endangered Species Act when it comes to wolves out in the West. Now, they're not endangered, no matter what the anti say. They're running all over Canada. They're all over Alaska. They're thriving, but they want to find little bitty pockets where they say they're endangered. They go to this lawsuits. And then when they realize something's been taken or moved or disturbed, they go in and they pass laws that you can't trap, like all the crap the guys up in Maine are dealing with the lynx. So it doesn't have to be a fur-bearing animal like a wolf. It can be a frog, it can be a fungus, it can be a mushroom, it can be a bird, it can be whatever. If they can come up with somebody say it's endangered, that's how their game plan now is to get us where we can't go out and utilize the resources in our own country. That's what they're doing. The more that we beat them with something like this, the less teeth what they're doing has. So whatever you're doing, regardless if you ever want to trap wolves or not, because this is coming to a state near you, I promise you. Well, I've actually helped with some endangered species stuff where I've trapped animals to help a little bitty snail that's about 30 miles down the road because the beaver blocking up the water, causing it to be hot. They can't reproduce. There's only 2 places in the world. That's kind of cool for a trapper to be able to help do this. What they're doing is not management, it's trying to control the population the way liberals always want to do, and they're using this to their advantage. Which brings me to another point. So this is because I know you guys at the NTA watch these videos. There's no doubt whatsoever. So I've got a little recommendation from Predator Control Group, Clint Locklear, Travis Eason and agrees, and so does the Trapping Mafia. So please listen up to me when I say this. Guys, I've heard several of y'all say that I am not good for trapping because I don't fall lock in step with the NTA. This stuff right here is the reason that I'm so frustrated with the NTA. Now, John just got elected, so hopefully some of this crap can get fixed. But if you're listening from the NTA, please listen to what I'm getting ready to say and understand it is not coming from malice. It is not coming from trying to get anybody in trouble. It's coming because I want the NTA to thrive and not just flounder around. We just came back from the NTA, so that was last weekend, wasn't it, Travis? Mm-hmm. Last weekend, this was going on. There was, according to the NTA, 3,000 people walking around, probably plus another 500 vendors and tailgaters and everything else. This is where the NTA needs to reevaluate how they disseminate information. It would have been very easy probably to get 3,000 signatures to do this when you come through the gate. Or you could have went around to all the vendors. I don't know of a single vendor that wouldn't have, if you had a laptop that they could have got on and punched this straight through. That's not hard. Now, I know somebody in the NTA right now is going, well, we got it in a paragraph under some section X in a magazine that nobody reads, so we're doing our job. No, that's not your job. We need to know stuff like this. That's your job. That's the mission of the NTA, is for us to be able to do stuff like this. And if this was going on when I was at the FTA in Virginia, fur takers, think about stuff like this with your mission about what you're supposed to do. It's really simple. And especially because I don't know as much about the FTA. I know more about the NTA. Guys, you need to understand how the modern day works. You need to either have a director of the NTA be the media spokesperson for the NTA. That's his job. So when stuff like this comes up, he's got platforms that he uses of others, or y'all build him, or whatever y'all think's the best way to go, so he can disseminate this out to trappers to be able to help trappers themselves. Another thing this person needs to do is explain what you do. I just heard all kind of cool stuff that the NTA has absolutely kicked the ass of the antis in a lot of different lawsuits. Guys, nobody knows this stuff. Nobody knows it. So no one thinks you do anything but run a convention. That's your fault. That's a lack of messaging and understanding on your point. If you want more members, do stuff where people can see what you're doing and they can understand it. Get someone inside the NTA, get a marketing department guy, hire somebody, do something. So stuff like this doesn't just fall through the floor because it's not, quote, normal NTA business. We need to know what you're doing because y'all do some really cool stuff. We need to know that y'all got like the super ninja warrior lawyer that's going through them like the Mongolian horde. We want to be able to support, but we just don't know. And this is a shame because this is something that's going to affect people in all 50 states eventually when it comes to trapping. And if y'all had someone that this was their job, this was something that they looked at the world through this prism to be able to get that out, because I'm taking, 6 minutes on a YouTube video. I'm going to put it on Facebook. Jeff Dunlap, which a lot of y'all don't like anyway, he's doing this on his YouTube. He's putting it on his Facebook. I'm putting it on Trapping Radio. Right there is 70,000 people that are going to know this. Y'all need to be able to plug in to us guys that have the platforms to be able to help y'all to do stuff just like this. And so people can understand when y'all do the really cool things that you do, why it's important for them to be a member. Okay, done with the NTA. if you don't think this is going to bother you as a trapper somewhere down the road, you're sadly mistaken. Why do you think that they're classifying every little bitty subset of coyote in America? I can tell you why. Because they're going to try to do this right here with the wolves. They're going to try to say that some of them are endangered because they only find 2 of them because they made them up. They're going to be coming out and saying that there's a bird in your area. It's not supposed to be there. Or a jaguar come out of middle Mexico and his toe touched Arizona. So just in case that there's no way a jaguar can be taken, no one's allowed to trap in Arizona, New Mexico, or western Texas. Because they've already talked about this. So if you're a trapper and you actually want to go trap and you actually care about the future of trapping, spend 3 minutes, go to biggameforever.org, fill this out. It won't take you but a minute. And that way you know you've done something for trapping besides just go, yay, trapping. Because this is a little bit more important. So I hope y'all do that. Listen to the show tonight. We got an end to Donald Trump. I do not want to tell how we got this in exactly for the simple reason of I don't want this gentleman to become a target. We do not need to waste this end. So when there's stuff like this that we can use, we need to use it. We need you to prove that we're worthy of using the end that gets to Donald Trump. Appreciate it.